lot of requests for videos on breaking down my trade setups and my trade analysis. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through this trade which I placed on the DAX last week. So if you are excited to learn, hit the thumbs up button before we get started and make sure to subscribe to Trading Angel now if you're not already. So if you are new to this channel and you don't know, my name's Caroline. I am a US indices trader predominantly. So usually I'm trading the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones in the New York session. However, I do have a rule that I'm not allowed to trade the day before a big news event. So CPI, NFP, and interest rates decisions, I have to take the day off before because often it can be really difficult, it can be very choppy, and I just statistically make a lot of losses on those days. And it's usually better for my trading overall to take them off. So on this particular day, this was Monday last week. So this was Monday, the 14th of July, 2025. It was the day before CPI. So I'd already pre-planned to take it off from trading the New York session and the US indices. However, I did decide to have a look on the DAX to see if there was any opportunities. And I happened to see one using the New Week Open Gap. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through what that is and how I came to make this trade. So this is a great example of it going really, really well. But just to let you know, it doesn't always go this smoothly. So this is obviously an example of when it does, but there will be times when it doesn't go like this. So you should never assume that it's always going to be this easy. But I'll explain what I did and why I chose to do it and why it can sometimes work. So the New Week Open Gap is literally the gap from the Friday before when the market closed and the open on the Sunday. So I always check with excitement on the Monday if there is a big New Week Open Gap, because the bigger the gap is, the more likely you are to get a nice trade. The gap can become a bit like a magnet for the market. So the market likes to fill the gap at some point in the week. So the first thing I check for is it big enough to actually get a good risk to reward? Because sometimes they're very small. And then obviously it's not actually worth taking the trade at all. And also I check if it's already been filled in, because if it's already been filled in, then it's no longer a magnet for the market. So if it hasn't been filled in and it's big enough to get a good risk to reward, then I can look for a trade in the direction of my directional bias. The directional bias I figure out using a combination of things. That's earnings reports, economic data, daily momentum, and daily price action. On this particular one, I was looking for a buy position, and luckily the market was below the gap. I'm going to show you how to draw it on, because on TradingView there is an indicator which I use, which is called ICT NWOG, New Week Open Gap, and it shows you the last 5 New Week Open Gaps, but it's so easy to draw on yourself. So I do also use Think Markets to do my analysis. So if you're using Think Markets, all you need to do is grab the horizontal line tool and go from the close on Friday, the open on Sunday, and also I like to put on the 50% point. So I grab the Fibonacci retracement tool and I literally just go from the top of the bottom to the top, and then I grab another horizontal line tool and put it over the 50% point, and that's it. It's that easy and it's that quick. This particular day I'd actually made plans in the afternoon to go out to lunch, because as I say, I'm not allowed to trade the day before. And sometimes if I don't make plans to actually leave the house, I'll be tempted to get involved. And historically, that's not been a good idea. So I had actually planned to leave the house, which meant that I placed an order on this particular one. Obviously, I can trade the DAX before the US CPI. I just can't trade the US indices before the CPI. So I had plans to leave the house, which is why I placed a buy order. I was hoping that it would actually go before I left the house, so at around 10 o'clock. So usually there's a nice move on the DAX between 8 and 10, but in this particular case, there wasn't. So I set an order, and in the afternoon, whilst I was out, it hit. So this is where I put it. I literally put it on the bottom of the New Week Open Gap. I used a 25-point stop loss because that typically is around how much this market needs. In this case, it used a bit of that, but not much of it. So this one used 11 points of the stop loss area. So it does need a little bit of room. If you are being conservative, you could have probably got away with 20 points. But sometimes it's a little bit risky when you're placing an order, because you don't have that same control as when you're doing a market execution. And especially if you're not around to take a re-entry, sometimes I like to have a little bit more. So in this case, I did use 25, but you can also go as low as 20, I think, for the DAX. And I placed the take profit at the top of the new week open gap. I realized that it says 84.3. I think on the short form version of this video that I did, I said 90-point trade. So I'm really sorry if that was a lie. I realized I must have rounded it up a little bit too much, but yeah, more near enough to 90 points. I also like to set an alert at the 50% point, because often this is a point where you can get a really sharp reversal or just a really dramatic pullback. So I just prefer to move my stop loss to break even at this point. I know a lot of people don't like moving their stop losses because it can mean that they're missing out on opportunity if it keeps getting hit and then it carries on going in the direction. But my view is you're not really losing anything if you don't lose anything. So if it stops at break even and it goes in your direction, you're not missing out, but obviously you lose if you actually lose money. So I think when in doubt, it's always better just to be safe. So I like to move the stop loss to break even at this point. And this one was nice and smooth. It went virtually straight into profit. There was a tiny little pullback at the very start. It triggered the order, came a little bit into the stop loss zone. And then after that, more or less just moved straight in favor and carried on going for a couple of hours until it hit the take profit. As I say, it's not always that easy, but this is an example of when it was. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a little thumbs up. It's good for the YouTube algorithm and it means I can continue to create this free content for you.